Mysterious Domain Tarot Card Readings. This is Eileen Whiteswan, and today we're doing a 5-stack timeless tarot reading. And how this works is these are timeless, they're evergreen. So if you need the answer to a question and you feel intuitively to open a certain video and then pick a certain stack, your answer will be there. You will be guided to the video and then to the stack of cards for the reading. So let's not waste any more time and we'll get on with it. I hope you enjoy these readings and they help you a lot, and information you can act upon. Reading number one. You're covered by a reverse 7 of Wands, or 7 of Spears in this case, which means you've really let your fears get the best of you. And it's crossed by the Justice card, which suggests there's the major arcana of forces beyond your control. And the Justice card is kind of holding you in a position, it feels to me, where you are deliberately being held back and kind of maybe thrown back on yourself. You need to be perhaps not as forthright as you're accustomed to being. Internally, you have a very strong desire, a wish. Perhaps you're in love with someone and they're everything your heart desires, but you just don't have the ability to approach them or to make this happen. And the external influence is the Fool. And the Fool, again, a major card. The Fool, I feel like Justice is trying to stop you being your own worst enemy right here. Perhaps what you want isn't good for you. Perhaps the person you're very fixated on is like really bad for you. It's just not available, or they are just plain toxic and you don't know it because you're in that 9 of Grails place of infatuation and a feeling like, you know, this is the one for me, but no, you're trying to be stopped from making a foolish move here. And, you know, your intuition, the hidden matter is that your radar is off. Your discernment is off. Your ability, the Maiden of Swords reversed, you are not focusing on what's actually really important. And the understanding is you're not having any fun. Oh, you know, and this is a difficult spot to be in, but in a way the cards are offering you a lot of clarity about how, you know, you're feeling a bit demoralized. You're feeling like life isn't any fun. You're just feeling like, I wish that something great would happen. And but it's either bad timing or there are people around you that are just not good for you. The people you're hanging around with are not really serving your growth or your positive image of yourself. Because here you are, the 2 of Wands reversed. Your self-talk, your ability to connect with people is really, you're a very introverted person by the look of it. You're very internalized and you want to strike out, you know, like the Fool. But the Fool, he strikes out, but he's walking off the edge of a cliff. And if this angel wasn't praying for him and the dog wasn't barking to him to not do that, he would walk off the cliff. But of course, in the case of this Fool, something carries him over, right? It carries him through it. A spiritual force carries him through it. Boy, you just really want to have a relationship, you know, and it's just not there. And the people around you, the world, perhaps your environment, perhaps where you tend to go, those places are just not the right places for you. You're very much out of touch with your true self, you know. You're hanging out with a bad crowd, or you're alienated. You're not finding your place in the world. And this feels like, if this is the people around you, they're very sure of themselves. They're not open to suggestions. They're complete. They've decided. They're not willing to offer support for a person who's going through what you're going through in terms of not being able to connect. Your hopes and fears. You really want a happy. This is a really romantic card, the Four of Wands, but it's reversed. It's almost like you just have lost hope. You want the happiness, you want to have fun, you want to connect, and you want to celebrate and have a good time, but it's just delayed. I would say there's a delay, and the reason for the delay is because right here, justice, or karma, or whatever you want to call that one, is holding you back. The Two of Swords is like not running on emotion. Thinking, holding back emotionally and making friends, finding an honorable friend. This is a moment in Tristan and Isolde where they prove they're having a platonic relationship, and so they aren't slaughtered by the king for treason or whatever, because she's married to the king, and Tristan she's got a mad love affair with Tristan, and they had a moment of chastity and a friendship. So you need to come into relationships with people from a little more detached space than what you've normally perhaps been used to. I want to look more at this hidden influence. Boy, the Four of Pentacles reversed, the Knight of Pentacles reversed. This person, this individual who's they're clueless. They're clueless, and they've actually let you know that they haven't got any energy for you. They're very closed off themselves, actually, so you're feeling closed off. If this is a person you're infatuated with or that you're very much attracted to, you're feeling cut off from him or her because they are cut off from you. They have really gone like gray rock, is that what they call it? And the Ace of Swords just says, you know this, you know it. You're not, you're barking up the wrong tree, basically. You just know this. I want to see what we got here. See, you're kind of a very emotional, sensitive person. You need a real connection. You're not going to get it with this person. But because you're working at a strictly emotional level, your intuition is off. You're not seeing a way forward, perhaps. Maybe you just don't meet anybody that lights your fire, That King of Pentacles reversed, and perhaps you also need support, perhaps you're struggling financially, you're struggling with just living life on the planet, like materially you're struggling, emotionally you're struggling, and you actually kind of want someone to rescue you. I think you're wishing that a white knight in shining armor would come along and save you, right? And there he is. Now the Knight of Cups reversed. It's a white knight, but he's not going to save you. He's actually, you have to be careful of manipulators. You have to be careful of the dishonest lovers. And this is trying to teach you. Hold back, stand back, take your position. You feel alienated, you feel disconnected. So use that energy to stand back and observe. Just observe. Just observe the people around you. Try not to idolize anybody. Try not to drop to your knees when somebody walks in the room that is just like, oh my God, wow. Just don't let yourself go there. You've got to learn to be more aloof, more detached at this stage, because you've got to get into relationships on a different level. You've got to become more of a friend and a companion of maybe working on something or having a project together, doing something productive, and then to have something to show for your who you are, something to show for who you are. I get a feeling you must be a very young person, in the sense that you're not that experienced and you're just emotionally falling all over yourself about some guy or some girl. This is kind of a girl mentality, I think, in a way. It feels feminine to me, of like teenage girls who just fall for these guys and don't really look at them with any discernment. Plus, the way the culture is now, putting the cart before the horse, And the universe is trying to tell you you're held back for a reason. You're held back so you can learn and discern and get in touch with your intuition. Because all these cards, reverse cards are like Mercury retrogrades in a way. They're like delays. But you actually come out okay at the end if you just learn to see through people and really get realistic about the people you're around and exactly what the fact that you have to show up with something. You have to stand for something. You have to be something. You've got to have something to show for yourself. This is me. This is what I can do. This is what I have to offer. Right? And in many cases, it doesn't have to be anything too elaborate or fancy. It just needs to be something that's meaningful. So I hope that's clear, and I hope that helps, and I wish you well. And I mean, this is a kind of a difficult. I won't say this is easy, but you're really, if you wonder why things aren't happening, that's why they're not happening. You're being held back for your own good until you get the rose-colored glasses off, I guess. Thank you. Now, number 2. This is what's covering you. This is what's crossing you. Internal influence, external influence, hidden influence, understanding is you, people around you, hopes and fears, and the outcome. Now, 3 of Swords reversed. Okay. Some little issue has just kind of been, I feel like the swords are kind of sticking though. You've had some issues with people, jealousy, gossip, just kind of a bit of a negative experience. Of course, swords are in the mind. If you've been envious or jealous inside yourself, just feeling that way, the Temperance card is here to help you learn the balance and kind of calm down and just go with this flow. Here's this ocean, and the masculine and feminine are being in balance, and we have all the elements. And, your internal influence and your external influence is, I feel, a spiritual person. You're on a spiritual path, and you're not understanding perhaps why do I have this problem with being jealous or envious or something like that, and why do I feel like this? Why am I hurting myself inwardly with my thoughts? It's a thought thing, because inside yourself, you're a very heartfelt, loving person. And you really feel that you've got a spiritual mission, like of cleansing and healing. You've got all this wonderful, genuine, caring nature. And the Hierophant out here is like a teacher. I feel these are very positive cards. I get very nice energy off of them. That this teacher you have, or this guru or mentor or whatever, is really supporting you through this and guiding you and helping you. Could be a therapist, The hidden influence is the Nine of Pentacles. You actually have a very nice life. The Nine of Pentacles is just that beautiful card of having a beautiful life, right? You got the garden, you got the house, you got the flowers, and you're very, it's like a Nine of Cups, only it's material. So you're really very well off and settled. And this apple harvest, there's always a little bit of a dark side, but you are trusting. And okay, the understanding is there was a lot of gossip. This 5 of Swords goes with this 3 of Swords. Somebody's attacked you, and it really hurt. You made you feel bad about yourself, even though you know that you've got a lot of wonderful qualities that you can bring out, and you've got to support. This teacher is just helping you so much, supporting you. I always call the 5 of Swords the gossip card, because it's people saying nasty things, and the fact that it's reversed, to me, the feeling I get from that is this was something, maybe it happened online, maybe it was in social media, you got attacked for something, but the fact that it's reversed means it's kind of going away. With the initial sting, and in fact, this is going away. You've internalized it though, which Temperance is saying, come on, don't do that, just detach. Just really get in touch with your heart, get in touch with the things you have that are really good. Knight of Wands, let me see how people see you. Well, you've gotten on the wrong side of people who really just, I think, are jealous and have it in for you because of that. They think you've got more than you should have, and they don't have it, and you're supposed to give and give and give, and you're not, it's never enough. It's never enough, and you've also started bottling up your anger. You're kind of like, I really want out of this situation. I really want to free myself, but I just getting mad here. Hopes and fears. You're afraid. You've got your own concerns. Maybe you're in survival mode a little bit, so you've been tightening your belt, and maybe you've been the news or something about the economy's been bothering you. So people are thinking you're just being stingy or mean, but actually you're just really not feeling secure about where you live, even though you have this. The hidden influence is that you have this in you. You have the nice life that you want is within you, but perhaps you feel threatened. There's something threatening you from the outside. It's the economy, and so you're holding back in terms of your generosity. And the Alchemist, the Empress, I mean, whatever this is that somebody said, you got to let it go, because it's really, you're the Empress. You've got really, you in yourself as a person, you're fine, you're great, you're going to do okay. People around you are the ones that are causing you to be hard on yourself and stressed out because they're jealous. It's as simple as that. That's interesting. The Empress and the Emperor reversed. So you may have gone through a breakup because there's another person out there that you really are interested in. The Magician is like I feel a kind of really young, sexy person who you have a lot of potential emotional fulfillment with. And the Emperor, if this was a parent figure or even an ex-husband or an ex-wife or whatever is upside down, it means they're kind of moving out of the picture. So maybe this is because you've been through breaking up with this, perhaps Emperor and Empress, a long-term relationship, and other people were just attacking you and blaming you, and you had a nice lifestyle, now you're worried you won't be able to keep it, and then there's this other person that's showing up. And the thing is, too, the Ace of Cups reversed it's never a bad card, is it? It's like, if you have gotten a divorce or you're breaking up with someone you've been with for a long time, it's a disappointment. It makes you feel like, can I really make a new thing work? There's this shit-stirring person around. There just is. And you've got the Lovers, but then there's a competition there. There's this other person who's trying to interfere, which tells me that perhaps this new person you're interested in has another person interested in them, and they're causing trouble, and the Judgment card is here coming down. What I feel you have to do in this rather soap opera-like situation, I'm not trying to be funny, but it is kind of like a soap opera where you've got these three-way things, like your partner that's you're no longer going to be with, and the new person coming in, but then you have some competition from this other woman or whatever, and then the Judgment. Give it to God. You've got to give it to God, because this one really knows how to shine it on you. But she's a rival, but look at it this way. You're an empress and she's a queen of wands. Now, you could be that you're older as an empress, that this is you've been an older couple, and this is a younger man, and this is you have a real love affair, and this is a younger woman. But the way it feels to me is that and I'm just going with this as a woman because that's what it feels like to me. He's with you. He's interested in you. And this other one, she may try to stir up the pot. She's trying to interfere. But the Last Judgment, it's not a card after this. So I can't say the Last Judgment is this. But it just tells me that it's a major arcana card. It's in the hands of God, this love, interest. You've got a teacher here, who is helping you, supporting you through this. And to me, the love interest is with you. This one is going away conveniently now. He's going away. This to me is the outcome. If this other person is hanging around trying to steal your person there, then you don't have to worry about it. They actually are the type of person that could easily put their own foot in their own mouth, and then they end up really losing out completely on any headway with the hit. I think you are in a pretty good spot, but you've got to not let the gossips and the envious, jealous people, so you probably know her, this envious and jealous person, get you down, not let them cut into you. Don't let them erode you, because you don't have any reason to feel that way. They might be spreading gossip and saying you're stingy and mean and you're just, a B word, and you don't love him, and he doesn't love you, but apparently he does. So you just need to have the faith right there. Have some faith. It'll all work out. Okay, I hope that helped. Thank you for listening to the reading. That was good for you. I hope that was the right one. This is number 3. Covering, crossing, internal influence, external influence, hidden influence, understanding, you, the people around you, hopes and fears, and the outcome. Oh, it's a very strong, what's covering you is the family, the money, the whole shebang, the wealth, good friends, dinner party. Crossed by the 6 of Swords, you feel like you have to leave. Why would you want to leave that? Internally, the Sun. Externally, the Hanged Man. So, the Hanged Man means you have to make a sacrifice. You want something pretty bright and gorgeous and big. You want to, this is Galahad seeing the Holy Grail. You feel very full of light and creativity and ambition, and like you have something to give, which might mean you have to leave the security of what you have, and that's a sacrifice. And you're really nervous about, if I leave my beautiful life, I'm going to end up, in trouble. Internal influence is that foundation of the Ace of Pentacles. The understanding is the 9 of Swords. So you are staying up at night, can't sleep. Well, what do I do? This is wonderful opportunity. I really want to take it. It means I got to leave where I am. Although the swords, again, are mental. You have to make a mental journey into some new territory. And the night fears and the night sweats are plaguing you, because you're afraid you're just going to fail. This is fear of failure. Because you really want, materially, you want to maintain your lifestyle. You want to succeed, right? You're the 9 of Wands reversed. So you're ready to take down the defense mechanisms too, though. You're ready to let yourself out of the castle walls. You are ready to step into the unknown. The people around you, the death card reversed, I think they feel that you're worrying too much. Your hopes and fears. I see you're scared of a disaster. You're scared of change. It's just fear of failure, fear of change. A fear that you can't do it. You've got some wonderful goal, but all around you is fear and mental torment and lack of confidence. These vultures aren't wheeling, you know. They're actually, maybe they're standing back. Maybe they're just kind of not supporting you, but they're not interfering either. And you're afraid of there being a tower, like in there's, but the fact that the tower is reversed means it's just a fear. It's not necessarily true. So you got a person from the past coming back who's very grounded and down to earth and has actually got, you know, the material goods. This suggests to me that, okay, if I just put this all in a nutshell, you've got a nice life, you don't want to upset the apple cart, but there's something you really want to do, and you believe, you feel that it means you have to move from where you are to someplace else in your mind. You change your perception, change your values, change your perception, but you're afraid that you're going to be perceived as a traitor, you're going to be perceived as an enemy, that you're going to end up being the hanged man, just strung up or whatever. You're worried that people will not accept you if you make this change. But you really want to, and your ship's coming in, but you're not getting on board because you're just afraid of other people. These widow's weeds over here, this death card, this, maybe you've been involved in a group of people or your family that think a certain way. And they really patrol the perimeter, right? They really hold guardianship over people, not letting people change the way they think. Like they're stalking you, like, oh, you know, you don't believe in that, do you? Well, you're not going over there, are you? You're not reading that book, are you? You're not listening to that person, are you? And so you're feeling like if you do, the change is obviously something that's happening anyway, and it's causing you a lot of stress. You're losing sleep over it. You're feeling depressed. And you've got a person, a love interest from the past, coming back with that's very supportive. You know, you're afraid to take your light out. You're afraid to take your words out. Your perceptions, you've changed your mind. And to me, when I see this King of Swords with this Wheel of Fortune, I feel like he's just saying, you have no choice. You've woken up. Your mind is awake now. You need to just accept that this is the way it is, and this will bring you good fortune. You cannot not wake up because you've woken up, but you're afraid it means you're going to lose everything. And I would say you have support around you. You may not see these people. They may be behind the scenes at this point, but they're there. And they wish you well, and they want to help you in your journey of being an awake person. So don't be afraid. Maybe, you know, the old guard, you know, you're just going to have to risk disappointing them. But I don't see you losing the things that are important to you by doing this. Maybe this sun and internal sun is just the light's coming on, right? The light's coming on. Maybe you met Jesus, you know, and that throws your whole family into a tizzy and you're scared now, you know? So I'm just saying, I hope that helps. You know, with any of these readings, if you have questions, you want more clarity on something, just put it in the comments. I'll watch the video again and I'll try to clarify anything that's less than crystal clear. Okay, we've got reading number 4. Covering you, crossing you, internal influence, external influence, hidden influence, the understanding. Here's you, here's the people around you. Hopes and fears and outcome. Well, these readings aren't too romantic, are they? Alright, so bloody blazes, the Four of Grails. You're bored, but that's alright. You just need to buck up. Maybe you've been lazy, maybe you've been a bit wounded in the sense of like you're just not excited about anything, but this is saying you're strong, buck up. That's a major arcana card. It's time to go deeper into yourself. When you're bored like this, I think boredom has to do with being too much on the status quo of your life. You're not going deeper into whatever your thoughts or feelings or ideas are. Internally, you're feeling like your glass is half empty. You're disappointed about something. So you're a bit wounded here, but you're strong, okay? You're strong. And the external influence is the King of Grails or the King of Cups. So now this just looks like a disappointment in love. This person has really hurt your feelings. You perhaps feel abandoned, he went away, but you're crossed by the Strength card, which means this is a lesson you have to learn, The hidden influence has been indecisiveness. Now, I would say this person's like a bit of a commitment foe. And the understanding also has to do with perhaps they lost their job, or you lost your job, and feels like a bunch of things going wrong. The way I feel about it, though, is that this person, this external person, they've lost their job and they don't have any. So it's not about you. It's about the fact that right now, they just don't have energy for a relationship. They're just realizing, I've got to retool my career, or I've got to do something different here. I'm going to fall through the cracks, and here you are, the moon. You don't know what's going on. You're like feeling like I'm in the dark. I don't know what's going on. He's not communicating with me, or she. They're not telling me what they're ghosting me, right? The people around you feel that too. They feel like, you're not getting the communication you need from this person. So no wonder you're wounded. You just want to know what's going on, but I'll tell you what's going on. They lost their job. They don't have any money. Your hopes and fears is the Seven of Grails. Again, you feel like the person's just a commitment phobe. They're out there, and you don't know what to do. You've got the moon reversed in that. You don't know what to do. You're deceiving yourself. You don't want to deceive yourself. You're afraid you're going to deceive yourself. You're also afraid that you think you can't handle this. That's why you're crossed by the Strength card, because you've got to learn how to be strong. You're hoping that there are other options, but at the same time, you don't know what they are. You can't see. There's too much in the way. And your Chariot reversed is like you're just not moving forward. So, look, if you have a relationship that breaks up, dishonest, and just leaves you with no explanation, there's always a period like this. It's normal for there to be a period where you just, feel gutted, you feel demoralized, you feel like you don't know what's going on, you can't change the situation, you can't get yourself off the couch because you're too depressed. But the Strength card being there is a really good sign. Now, here you are, you got some energy coming in. This person was never honest with you. And you see that. You're going to see that very soon. And you're going to be glad they're gone. Because they were the devil. You're going to be glad they're gone because the star is here. That's like a blessing. This is all the lies. The Seven of Swords, the Liar's card. This is a big fight. The Eight of Wands is like your Chariot is stalled. And then all of a sudden, in the midst of all of this kind of being... it's funny, this isn't much different than the last reading I did, really, in the sense of being constrained and being stalled and being not able to move forward. But in your case, it's all of a sudden understanding that this person had been lying to you, and that it's actually a blessing that they're gone because they were not actually good for you. It was just a physical attraction, and those can be really strong, that can be really compelling and powerful, but it was just a physical attraction. It wasn't love. There's no cards here suggesting love at all, actually. So don't waste any more energy being hurt and confused, because it was basically this person lost their job. And perhaps they lost their job for a good reason too. Maybe they were not a very good employee, or they did something wrong. You are definitely showing the sign of suddenly, it'll come out of the blue. All of a sudden you'll be like, oh my God, he was gaslighting me, he was lying to me. He was like, oh my God, I'm so glad I'm not there anymore. I'm glad I'm free, and I have a blessing from the star to get my strength and be a stronger person and not let this happen to me again. Hope that helps. Thank you for listening to the reading. Now we get the last one, number 5. This is covering you. This is crossing you. Internal influence, external influence, the hidden influence, understanding you, people around you, hopes and fears, and the outcome. Well, here we go. Oh boy, these cards are not very romantic, I have to say. They're fraught with all kinds of issues. Well, lots of people are very stuck. We've got Mars and Jupiter in Aries. It seems strange that people are feeling stuck or feeling like the 7 of Pentacles is called unstable effort. And when it's reversed, I feel like you just feel like you burn out, you need a break from working, or you're just tired of pursuing something that's not panning out, and it's crossed by your mind, your worries going in a circle and a circle and a circle. You're in the circle of swords, and you can't see the way forward. Internally, you're very intelligent, very smart, usually very decisive, and not doing this worry thing. And the external influences, you are ready for new things. You're ready for new opportunities. You've got the Maiden of Spears. You're going out there. You've got a message to tell, and you have that feminine power of discernment. You've got that intuition and that balance, to go out there and just, you're worrying right now. The hidden influence is the King of Spears. And the understanding, the King of Spears being the hidden influence means there's a person of this fiery king influencing this feeling here of worrying, and the burden up here, the 10 of Wands. This powerful king has been hard for you to deal with, hard for you to carry anymore. Whatever this, and if this is I'm going to put more cards on that. I'm a little unsure. See that Ace of Spears reversed. Oh, the Significator card. I forgot to take that one out. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to go like this, and like this. The people around you. Okay. There's some kind of difficulty with my psyche here with this reading, because you are surrounded with very powerful energy, and you feel overwhelmed, and you want to move forward, but somehow, you've internalized, again, you're another one that's internalized the energy, or it's not the time. I think it's the timing. You've got to regroup. Maybe, you're the 7 of Pentacles. Here, you just need a break. You need to rest before you move forward again, because you're burned out. Because you're a very strong person. You've a lot of ideas. You've got a lot of energy. And people see you as a failure. You're worried. Maybe people see you as a failure. The people around you, you've seen people who have wanted to do the same thing as you that haven't succeeded, and it's really contributing to your overwhelm and your burnout. But your hope is that you want to do this wonderful business or a wonderful creation or a wonderful partnership, and you're being a hermit. But you need to be a hermit. He's a major arcana. He's saying you need to be a hermit. Look, oh my God, you got to walk away right now and be a hermit. Again, the second hermit card, the 4 of Swords. This card, the 8 of Grails, the 8 of Cups, is a lot of times it's about emotional maturity. It's like you have to leave the past emotional patterns behind and go to another level and meditate and really take a break. I'm just going to say this reading in a nutshell. you're burning up with a project or something you want to move forward, but you just need to take a break. And if it's a romantic relationship, then, which I don't actually see here, then you need to take a break with that too. You just need to stop looking, stop pursuing, and just chill. Everything in here just says, it's still going to happen. Everything that you've got inside you that you want to produce and make a go of it, it's going to happen. But at this moment, for the next week or two, time to chill out. Well, I hope that helped. I hope you can understand that all is not lost. And thank you for listening. Take care. Bye-bye.